This is definitely a practice video because I really do not care too much about the noise pollution. Actually have the video editor on the newest software of the iPhone has an option for background noise reduction. So with that benefit, I might try to just film this video and see if I can use that. I want to make this a short video. I try to keep all my videos under 10 minutes. I'm doing this outdoors background theme, number one, because it's an excuse to get out of the house and get some sunshine and fresh air today. And I love nature. It's an answered prayer. But so to organize my thoughts, I wanted to start off by bringing up a little bit of American history. Starting back in the early 1900s, we had what's called the quote-unquote Industrial Revolution, and that's when all the factories started and producing items to begin the American economy. It gave people employment so they could support their families with a livelihood. It was very beneficial. We produced, right? However, the Industrial Revolution was so huge. It also kind of changed it was a catalyst, so to speak, for lack of better words, to get the ball rolling, to start the echo of the wave ripple towards, in the 1950s, 50 years later after the Industrial Revolution, when women, gender roles, women started wearing pants and women started dressing like men, and they also took on working jobs. So they also took on the role of the man as the working, instead of the tradition of the female role how it was before they started taking on more manly qualities. They wore dresses and skirts, feminine, they wore dresses, right? And they stayed at home and were the mother caretaker of the household. Let's look right before the 1900s, turn of the century Industrial Revolution, okay? Was the late 1800s, the Wild West. Women did not wear pants back then. Women only wore dresses in the Wild West. Anyway, I'm kind of throwing that idea, I'm mixing a lot of ideas, but in general I'm talking about, I'm at 3 minutes and 45 seconds right now. Intro. My impromptu monologue ideas that I want to share with the world, the public viewers, based on my education and knowledge of history as an American living in America. And towards the end of the movie, the middle of the movie that I'm working towards right now, I want to talk about, okay, so I just talked about past, and now let's get to current. We're at 4 minutes and 25 seconds. So, current day. Gender roles are really open, mixed up. I'm literally living with someone who is transgender. And this is actually my first time really being this close in a relationship and a, you know, proximity, etc., to someone who is transgender. I think this person is one of the nicest, greatest people I've ever met. Also funny. And I do not pay attention to the news at all. News is the lowest priority in my life at all. However, it's kind of impossible to avoid it in this current society. So, a short news ad clip that I saw the other day was that a man in California who is transgender, male to female, he used to be an athlete, he used to be on the Wheaties box in the 80s or something. Jenner? One of the Jenner? I don't know. But he's running to replace the governor, Gavin Newsom. Honestly, anyone is better than Gavin Newsom. And for this transgender man in California to step up and take the lead as someone who can potentially replace Gavin Newsom, I would vote for him. He's progressive, okay? We're changing. Now I am progressing at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Yay! To getting towards the end of my discussion. This is perfect timing, really. So impromptu. This was actually meant to be a practice video, but I think it's actually the original one I'm going to publish. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to redo it. So, bringing up the word progressive and transitioning into the third and final section of my video that I want to title Renewable Energy. All right. In the Bible, in the first book called Genesis, the story of creation, of how the God of the Bible, I see God as creator, intelligent designer, all the same thing. Father, Son, Holy Spirit also as well. But when I talk about the book of Genesis and when I bring up the word God, the way I interpret it and what I really mean personally in my heart is intelligent designer. I believe the earth was created by intelligent design, and the Bible kind of attests to that, and also is an outline for how it functions. God created the earth. God created the living beings. That includes humans and animals and dinosaurs, etc. Sea creatures, everything living. The earth is alive. This is why when you pluck a flower or a plant from the earth that is its source of nutrition and life, when you cut it off from that, kind of like a branch off of the vine, so to speak, it dies, okay? It's going to die, inevitably. You cannot sustain life when it's not connected to the source. So anyway, God gave human beings very simple, not too complicated, not very many even in number instructions. In the book of Genesis, he says, okay, I created this earth. This earth is for your beauty. This earth is for your enjoyment. This earth is for your sustaining. But you're caretakers of the earth. You need to till the earth. Your job, what keeps you from going crazy from boredom, is what I want you to do to enjoy life and sustain activity, and even your body's health, to get you moving, etc., and having a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment of what you should do. The earth's role is to give beauty and sustenance to support the life of the humans, and the human's role is complementary. The human's role is also to give beauty and support the life of, and pay attention to and care for until the earth. Symbiotic relationship. The earth sustains you, and you also sustain the earth. Present day world earth health crisis, climate change crisis. This is really big. Climate change was a joke just because, you know, people saw the root of the climate change was the humans caused it. That is actually very true. Okay, I'm not putting down or shaming, trying to make anyone feel bad. What I'm trying to do is open the awareness of the light of the knowledge to humans. We need to get back to basics. Okay. To remind you and reiterate, when I say get back to basics, I say get back to the original role, the original job that we have been given by God, creator, intelligent designer. You help the earth, you support the earth, and the earth helps and supports you. If you don't help and support the earth can't help and support you. You're both gonna die. What we're doing is we are destroying the earth. We are putting our oil and nuclear refuge and waste and trash into the ocean. We are polluting the air. So I'm definitely a supporter of renewable, clean, and natural energy. I took a class in Baldwin-Wallace that was under the subject of physics, and it was a renewable energy class. I am at 12 minutes and 10 seconds right now, so I'm gonna wrap up just with basics. Sharing with you the basics that I took away from the renewable energy physics class at Baldwin-Wallace College. Back to the Industrial Revolution, when all of this happened and we started getting energy for cars and everything. Cars came out around the same time, and etc. Because we were producing things. One of the things we produced was cars. Cars' fuel is gas. Gas is oil. Oil is petroleum. We get that out of the ground. I recently lived in a place called Oildale, California, that was so disgustingly ugly aesthetically, visually. It was nothing but gray oil fields and dirt. Not only was it a desert, imagine living in a desert. That's not something you want. That's kind of frightening and gross, you know. But imagine even worse than that, living in a desert that has hundreds of oil fields, oil rigs pulling oil, literally pulling oil 24/7, day and night, pumping oil from the earth. The earth is a living thing, and we are sucking it dry of the oil. And these people who work and are so proud of their job and what they do because they think they're doing something good, you know, helping the economy, etc., etc., etc. They take pictures and frame them and put them in restaurants in Oildale, and they see a photograph, a profile image of a painting or an art of an oil rig as something to be proud of, but really it's not. My ex-husband literally called it raping the earth, and I agree. The earth did not give you permission to take all of its oil out. Anyway, I'm getting out of the moral aspect of it, and I'm getting more towards the progressive, economical, somewhat scientific aspect of it. We're at 14 minutes and 27 seconds now. So petroleum, oil, that is actually not renewable energy. That's the old way of doing things that we're progressing and moving past, okay? Oil, petroleum is considered fossil fuel. Fossil fuels are not renewable. So before we completely make fossil fuels extinct and strip the earth okay? We are in a time, in the year 2021, in America, who is the world leader, we're examples of innovation, brilliancy, genius, world changers, role models, okay? So this is what I want to do. Climate change is real, and it is man-made. To fight it, to combat it, to stop it, to not destroy the earth, because if we don't fight it and combat it and stop it, we will destroy the earth. The jets in the sky who spray chemtrails everywhere, I know the purpose of the chemtrails is for weather control. How about we trying to give up control, because control is an illusion anyway. God is in control of the weather, okay? Not humans. Yeah, we can manipulate it, but we can't control it. So why don't you stop trying to manipulate the weather with your dumb chemtrails? Stop the chemtrails, because you're making the climate change worse, okay? You're actually destroying the earth when you're doing that, okay? Your act of manipulation is not gonna end well. It's gonna end in catastrophic events. You're making the earth sick. Why would you want to make the earth sick? When you make the earth sick, you make your own effing self sick. No. When you're hurting the earth, you're hurting yourself. When you're helping the earth, you're helping yourself. And when I say yourself, I mean humanity. We're not separate. We're one. We all breathe the same air. We all have the same sun shining on us. The air I'm breathing right now, and the sun that's shining on me right now, is not separate. It's all connected. Just like the Symphony of Science says. We are all connected. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's on the Symphony of Science on YouTube, and he says we're all connected, along with other scientists. The truth of science is that we're all connected. Especially if in Genesis story is true of creation, that we have the same parents. Yeah, we're all connected. Also interdependent. Not codependent, but interdependent. We are interdependent. Interdependent means humans are interdependent on the earth. The earth is interdependent on humans. We need to care for the earth as we care for ourselves, as we care for humanity. And I'm going to stop repeating all of this, because you should understand by now. So, petroleum, oil, gas, fossil fuels, thing of the past. Future! Future. Future. Renewable energy. Future. Clean energy. Some examples of renewable and clean energy are wind and sun. Solar panels are already starting to gain traction. Good. Let's do more solar panels on more things, definitely. Let's rely on the energy of the sun. Interdependency. People are really blind and ignorant to this and don't know this, but electricity has a power, energetic electric waves that actually mess with your mind, and mental illness is so prevalent because in part one of the causes, in my opinion, is electricity. Science. So solar panels and wind energy. I think if we use both of these, here's a suggestion. This undeveloped land that we have all over America, instead of trying to be progressive with the economy and building on it more Starbucks and more Walmarts, instead of that, what we should build that will progressively help the economy, we should build windmills, windmill plants, windmill turbine sites. Instead of building more oil rigs, we build windmills. We build more electrically powered cars. I think is probably a better, more progressing towards clean energy than fossil fuels. I think I've said what I needed to say. We're at 21 minutes and 15 seconds. And I'm really tired of the noise pollution in the background of the neighbors' machines, whatever they're doing. Have a great day! Renewable energy, baby.